everybody. Delighted to have with me Jackson Barton in the car on the way to the lake, I'm guessing, because it's a beautiful day. I don't blame you. How you doing, Jackson?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Kelsey and Cohen, your wife and your little baby boy. Oh, he's a cute one. How's it been for you guys are in Utah during this whole, just everything that's been going on? How's the family been holding up?
Family's been holding up pretty well. I mean, shoot, when you're with a family as close as ours, like you love each other hard, but you get sick of each other pretty fast too.
Yeah, I talked to your brother Cody about a month ago, and he said it's kind of the same thing, but he says it's a lot of fun for everybody to be around.
Yeah.
And you are a close knit bunch, and it's great to see that. So good for you. Hey, by the way, congrats! You're a Super Bowl champion. You of course were with the Chiefs. You're still with the Chiefs when they won that. Tell me about that experience. I mean, full disclosure, you weren't dressed for the game, but you were on the active roster, and that had to have been a neat experience. The first chance I've had to talk to you about that. How was that?
That is going to go down as one of my favorite experiences of all time. Because that whole, just being there was such a huge blessing in my life, but just getting to experience that, level of the game was awesome.
Yeah, it's a different level from a regular season game, isn't it? I love it when guys always say, "Oh, we just treat this like another game." That's tough to do, isn't it?
No, that stadium was popping, though. I'll tell you what.
Well, that's good, and winning it and ending that 5-decade streak, Kansas City, those fans, they deserve that, and so did Andy Reid. By the way, that was just so much fun. Let me ask you about Andy Reid. By the way, what is it like playing for Coach Reid? He is something else, isn't he?
He's a great coach. He's very down to earth, loves his players. You can see what he does. He loves it so much, loves being a coach, walks around, always treats us to cheeseburgers whenever he can.
Kind of like Kyle, when he wins a game for Utah, he takes his family out to In-N-Out Burger. But Andy takes care of you guys.
Yeah, he treats us to a cheeseburger the night before the game.
Okay, even better. Yeah, that's great. Have they talked to you much about what their plans are for you going forward?
I'm just progressing right now, so I got to make my way onto the team again. I mean, you know how it is every year. You got to make the team all over again. So right now, we've just been getting through the Zoom meetings we've been having. And right now, we don't know exactly when it's going to be, but they're saying the season's on, which is great news for everybody. So as of now, I imagine just for me to get better every day, make sure I know the playbooks, and just when my opportunity comes up, get ready to take it.
How about Andy Heck, your offensive line coach? Tell me a little about this guy. He's a guy that played offensive line. He knows a little bit about the position. Tell me about him, what he means to you, and how he's helping you.
Coach Heck, so I got to the Chiefs middle of the season last year, so him and Coach Matei, the assistant offensive line coach, were big help for me, just understanding, switching the terminology over from what I had before to theirs. But Coach Heck is very personal when it comes to doing individual drills too. So he gets on you. He'll coach you hard, but he'll love you hard too.
That's good.
He's a very personal guy, and he makes sure he just expects the best from his players.
It's kind of like your dad. He'll coach you hard, but he'll love you hard.
Yes, exactly like my father.
Patrick Mahomes, this guy is just a shooting star, isn't he? I mean, to get to the Super Bowl as he did and help guide you guys, what's it like being around him? What kind of guy is he?
Patrick Mahomes is an outstanding person. I'm not talking to him as a player because we all know how he is as a player, but off the field and in the locker room, he's just an outstanding guy that looks out for everybody. It was a pleasure to get to know him over the course of the season.
Does he? You always hear about quarterbacks buying gifts for their linemen. What's the most extravagant thing, or has he done for his linemen?
Yeah, so for Christmas, he got the whole line Louis Vuitton bags with headphones and shoes. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So he's a little bit of a spender. Good for him.
Yeah, but he took care of us. But he's an awesome dude.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's a lot of fun. The other guy I want to ask you about is Alex Whittingham. Coach Kyle Whittingham's son. I know you had a great relationship, all the Bartons do, with Coach Whittingham. How's it been working with Alex? I don't know how much you actually work. You probably don't work directly with him that much, but just being around Alex. And I know Coach Witt has gone out and visited a few games.
Yeah, so Alex was the assistant defensive line coach. So we didn't get to work that much together, but it was always cool seeing him because we were really good friends up at the University of Utah together.
Did you see Coach?
So it was kind of cool seeing a teammate up there.
Yeah. Did you see Coach Witt out there? I know he popped out.
I saw him a couple times during the game, like the playoff games especially.
Yeah, that's great. It's all in the family, right? Once a Ute, always a Ute. So,
always a Ute.
Yeah. We touched briefly on this. You don't have any idea what – I know the NFL has told every team to be ready with some sort of coronavirus plan, but you have no direction for the Chiefs as of when they're going to have you back in Kansas City?
They just said be ready. It could be at any moment, but for the most part, just stay healthy, stay away from any like strangers. Try to keep within your family, because it's a really serious issue. I mean, you really got to stay healthy through this, because if you get it, if you test positive, you got to sit out for a little bit. Yeah,
you got to quarantine for a couple of weeks. Hey, when I talked to Cody, your brother, I asked him I said, how much does Jackson, let you know, hey, I got a Super Bowl ring coming. And he said, to be honest with you, if it were me, if I had won the ring, I probably would have been a lot worse on him than he is on me. Is that fair to say? You haven't been.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not really one for showing off or doing anything like that, but it will be really cool when they get it. And I'll probably flash around him just once. You have to against your brother, but other than that, probably will motivate him even more, to be honest.
Yeah, no kidding. That's true. How about Lander, by the way? Is he just a junior going at Brighton, or?
Yeah, he's about to be just a junior.
That's unreal. What do you think about his? I mean, I hear he's as good as any of the Bartons. His future in football and college and that.
I will say this: throughout the whole quarantine, when me and Cody were living at home, Lander was lifting with us every day.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, from just lifting with him, like me and Cody specifically were not even close to as strong as he was in high school. Yeah.
Oh, when you were that age.
When that age.
Oh man. Okay, so here he comes, right? Doesn't he have to go to Utah? I mean, come on. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, they're all.
Oh, well, of course.
I mean.
Of course. You know what? I think he'll go to Utah, but I told him for the most part with his recruiting, just have fun with it, but keep a low head, stay humble with it, but just enjoy your experience as a high schooler too, because there's plenty of time to grow up and get into college and all that.
Yeah, soak it all in. And by the way, take a few recruiting trips, right? Why not, right?
Yeah.
Just for the heck. Hey, last thing I wanted to ask you, you had 7 Utes drafted this year, only one on offense, and you blocked for this young man for a little while. What do you think about Zach Moss and what the future holds for him up there in Buffalo?
Zach Moss is a special player now, so I think he's going to go up there and do some really good things up for them. So it made me really excited seeing him get a really good shot going up there, and I think they got big plans for him.
Good, yeah, I think he will do well, just as well. Well, Jackson, it's always fun to talk to you. I'm excited for you this year. I think you're in a good spot. First Super Bowl in like 50 years. Now Kansas City's got to go get another one.
Yeah, exactly.
They've set the bar. Well, be safe, my friend. Whether it's out on the lake or at home with, your family, and say hi to Kelsey and that little baby of yours, Cohen, and continue success, man. Keep it up.
Okay, thank you so much, Dave.
All right, thanks. Jackson Barton, Kansas City Chiefs lineman and Super Bowl champion.